Look, man, this is not some warm, comfortable hospital room with heated blankets, soft classical music playing in the background, and a team of doctors checking your pulse every 5 minutes. No, because the moment you open your eyes for the very first time, you are in the absolute dead center of a negative 40-degree Siberian winter. This is what you are facing as soon as you take your very first breath in this world. Everything outside in this endless, frozen white wasteland is actively trying to freeze your blood, stop your heart, and completely assassinate you before you even learn how to walk. Actually, this ruthless, unforgiving, and brutally cold geography is your first and absolute biggest test. Inside this frozen nightmare, everything is trying to slaughter each other for a tiny scrap of warmth and survival. Essentially, the most stubborn, thick-skinned one among you will survive and become the undisputed new king of the snowy tundra. So, I am really sorry for all this intense dramatic tension right at the beginning of your life. Mother Nature is the one making these harsh rules. My friend, not me. Charles Darwin is the one whispering these survival facts, not your friendly neighborhood narrator. Just imagine that you are standing in the middle of a massive boxing ring completely covered in a thick layer of slippery, deadly ice. The last one standing gets to wear the heavyweight championship belt. This means you have to learn how to survive the freezing cold, the wild predators, the howling wind, and the crippling hunger before this brutal environment literally ends your game forever. You survived the birth, you crawled out of the snow and did not turn into a permanent ice sculpture for tourists to look at. Bravo, good for you. Are you happy now? Whatever. You slowly step out of your infancy, shivering violently and looking around this giant white prison you call a home. You might be thinking, where the hell am I and what exactly am I supposed to do with my life? Not the time for deep philosophical existential questions, champ. There is a massive, endless white forest out there. Everything is frozen, completely solid. The wind is howling through the pine trees like a starving beast trying to break down your front door, and you have absolutely no idea what you are supposed to do to survive the next 24 hours. I mean, there really is not much to do anyway in a place where the sun aggressively hides behind the clouds for half the year, but finding a way to hunt something might be a very good idea. After all, you are the champion. You took the heavyweight belt from Mother Nature. You need to eat a massive amount of calories to maintain that glorious title. By the way, before we get to your highly anticipated breakfast menu, you can drop the name of one of the agents that will appear at the end of this video in the comments down below to decide the topic for the next episode. Alright, here is your breakfast menu. Even though you are just a newly spawned rookie in this harsh world, you actually have a few options to keep your stomach from digesting itself. Pine cones, tiny winter hairs, frozen berries, dead insects, and basically whatever unlucky animal leaves fresh tracks in the snow. But like I said, you are a complete rookie. You just got here. You do not know how to hunt properly. You do not know how to shoot a bow. You do not know how to calculate wind resistance, arrow trajectory, or surface tension. You do not know how to talk to women. You would know all of this if you subscribe to the channel, by the way, but do not worry. We will definitely get to that tragic part of your life too. The experiences you gained from just trying to stay warm inside your little wooden cabin next to the fireplace are definitely not enough for this brutal outdoors. Those targets out there are not rookies. They have been surviving in this hellscape for generations. Everything is falling apart. But here are a few critical advantages Mother Nature actually gave you. You have a thick coat, you have long, powerful legs, and you have a brain uniquely wired for complex mathematical geometry. You are not the biggest thing in the forest yet, but you are definitely not the smallest either. You can technically eat anything that moves and does not try to bite your face off first. You start looking for food with extreme desperation. Your stomach is twisting in absolute pain from hunger. You urgently need to do something before you pass out in a snowdrift and become a frozen afternoon snack for a wandering polar bear. While you are wandering around the freezing outdoors like a total clown, holding a makeshift wooden bow that you barely know how to hold, you spot an old fat rabbit. The rabbit is just hopping around, living its best life in the snow, completely unaware of your desperate, starving existence. As soon as you see it, your mouth starts watering uncontrollably. Right now, anything that moves looks like a double-wrapped steak burrito to you because you are literally starving to death. You sneak up on the rabbit, trying to be as quiet as a ghost. You pull back your stiff, freezing bowstring. You hold your breath. You let the arrow fly. Bam! You completely missed. The arrow hits a tree and the rabbit slips away like butter, disappearing into the white landscape. Wow! Just wow! Keeping up with this frozen world is incredibly hard, but you are gaining experience day by day. Every time you miss, you analyze exactly why you missed. You calculate the wind, you check the angle, you adjust your stance. As you gain experience, your confidence skyrockets. You realize the wooden bow is not the problem. You were the problem, but not anymore. Days pass, weeks pass, years pass in the blink of an eye. Every time you track something, you learn an invaluable lesson about the wild. Your awkward, clumsy teenage days are completely behind you. You are a man now. Before we continue our epic survival story, let me tell you about your absolute prime stats. You are no longer carrying a simple piece of fragile wood. You are a master of your craft. You are 1.9 meters of pure, unadulterated Russian muscle. weigh exactly 90 kilograms of pure tactical power. You are practically a walking tank. You have the strength to tackle a grizzly bear, but you move silently enough to sneak up on a dropping pin in a completely silent room. But your physical strength is absolutely nothing compared to the tragedy and the massive upgrade you are about to experience. One day, a massive, glowing dimensional rift tears through the sky right above your forest. It sounds like grinding metal and shattering glass. A terrifying entity steps out of the rift, slashes violently across the right side of your face, and disappears, leaving you screaming in the snow. You survive the agonizing crawl back to civilization, but you lose your right eye forever. For a master archer, losing an eye is not just a minor injury. It is a complete death sentence. Depth perception is everything. Without it, you cannot aim. You cannot calculate distance. You spend months sitting in your dark cabin, depressed, feeling completely useless. A one-eyed hunter in the middle of nowhere. You hang your bow on the wall, thinking you will never touch it again. But then, Brimstone knocks on your heavy wooden door. He offers you a deal, a purpose, and a massive technological upgrade. The surgical integration is brutal, but when you finally open your new glowing blue bionic eye, the entire world changes forever. That glowing blue bionic eye makes you an unstoppable, terrifying, tactical radar. You might not have the massive bite force of a megalodon or the jaw strength of a T-Rex like we talked about in the previous videos, but you have something much scarier. You can literally see through solid titanium walls, meaning you do not even need to see your prey face to face to eliminate them from the server. You just shoot an arrow at the ceiling, and it reveals every single living heartbeat in the room. Damn, I really cannot decide who the coolest hunter is. You guys are all completely insane. Let us get back to our story. Every time you wander out into the tactical tundra, you are hunting. If we do a little math and consider that you have to keep moving to survive the cold, a huge part of your life is spent tracking and eliminating things. Because just like the sharks in the ocean, if you stop moving, you die. You always have to be active. Your lifestyle is incredibly simple. Track, hunt, eat, sleep, and repeat. This brutal cycle guarantees you will become the absolute apex predator of the server. As you get smarter and older, your menu gets significantly bigger. You are no longer hunting little rabbits in the snow. You are hunting heavily armored Kingdom Corporation mercenaries. You are at the very top of the food chain, so you start targeting the big game. Right now, you are developing a brand new hunting strategy. Using the freeload spirit Mother Nature gave you and the high-tech Owl Drone Kingdom provided, you are chasing pure cunning. In this geography, you are technically invisible. You spend the entire day hiding in a blind spot, just waiting for your next victim to cross your path. When the prey finally arrives, you do not just jump out and start shooting your rifle like a hyperactive maniac. No, you launch your drone. You fly it right into their face and stick a tracking dart directly into their heavy armor. The poor guy panics. He gets completely shocked. He thinks he is safe hiding behind a thick concrete wall, holding his rifle, waiting for you to peek. But he is glowing bright red on your tactical visor. He slows down. He cowers in fear. You patiently track his every single movement. You pull back your famous electrical shock dart. You calculate the complex geometry in your head, bounce the arrow off 2 different walls, and drop it right on his head. Boom, 150 damage. You do not believe in fast food. You tag your prey, wait patiently for the perfect angle, watch them suffer in panic, and then you strike. What kind of cold-blooded animal are you, man? But this strategy I just explained is not only unique to you. Since the map is packed with other tactical agents and all of them are as lazy and strategic as you, everyone is applying this exact same waiting game. As you can easily guess, some absolute clown might come and try to steal your perfectly tracked kill. That is exactly why, instead of fighting and arguing over every single scrap like common street dogs, everyone has their own designated region on the map. Finders keepers. You start looking for a region of your own. You have a long and tricky road ahead of you. Everywhere you look and say, "Oh, this place is nice," some random dude pops out and claims the territory. You have 3 choices here. Soldier up, fight, and take the region. Fight and become the dude's evening snack. Or walk away and find another spot like a coward. The choice is yours, obviously, but it depends entirely on the dude. For example, you are wandering around the metallic shipping containers of Icebox, and you see an old uncle holding an orbital strike beacon. Brimstone, you like his region. It has great sightlines. It is totally grabbable. Of course, he will not give it up without a massive fight. After a tactical battle that lasts for hours, peeking corners and dodging his extremely annoying incendiary grenades, you make the final move. The old uncle gives up, mostly due to the heavy exhaustion of his old age and your relentless geometry. You took the region, you are the boss now. But the really hard part is keeping it safe. Your current daily routine is scanning, waiting, shooting, wandering, and sleeping. A lot of sleeping. Well, maybe not sleeping, but heavily resting in the shadows. As you can understand from your tree-hugging sniper lifestyle and your extreme patience strategy, you do not like wasting unnecessary energy. That is why when you hunt, you only play for the really big targets, the heavy hitters. These big targets sustain your reputation for days. Here is your new adult menu. Heavily armored Kingdom Guards, Omega Earth Duelists, radiant-infused mercenaries, and occasionally an enemy sniper. Yes, enemy snipers. Right now, you have food in front of you and food behind you. You have a territory that belongs only to you. Except for your morning stretches, you do not move around too much. Yes, morning stretches. You start your day by stretching your massive bow. Think of yourself as the hyper-lazy version of those motivation freak calisthenics guys. You just sit there, flex your bowstring, and wait for the radar to ping. Months pass like this. You are eating well. You are dominating the server. You are the undisputed king of intel. But is it going to continue like this forever? There is a massive emptiness in your life. Something is missing. A voice inside your head constantly says, no girls, absolutely zero romance. Your inner voice is absolutely right. You have been wandering the frozen wastes and the tactical maps for so long. You have become a total wanderer just looking for the perfect geometric angle. If you were a normal human, you would be looking for cozy family happiness, trying to pass down your incredible tracking genetics to a new generation. You would be trying to talk to the ladies. How do you impress them? You show off your glowing eye, your drone, and your survival skills. The competition is fierce, but you are not too bad yourself. But wait, you are Sova. You are a living fossil of pure dedication. You have absolutely no family happiness. You spend your nights polishing your drone and calibrating your bionic eye. You do not go on dates. You are basically a tactical machine running around the world. Considering your only goal in life is to track, eliminate, and repeat, it is a little bit sad, of course. As the days go by in this endless repetitive cycle, you realize you are getting a bit older. You hit 28 years old, maybe 30. You are ebbing away from your absolute prime. You are not very successful at dodging bullets in turbo mode anymore. Your owl drone is still effective, but the prey spots it faster and shoots it right out of the sky before you can even get a tag. The game is getting much harder. You are hungry for a clean victory, and you need to solve this issue very soon. Your recent attempts are resulting in complete failure. You shoot a recon bolt, they destroy it. You shoot a shock dart, they dash away. You lay down on the cold metal ground, you are completely exhausted. You are freezing, your muscles ache, and you do not want to try anymore. Is this what getting old feels like? Then, you see a dark silhouette on the horizon. It is coming right at you. Your mouth is already watering. You immediately stand up, ignoring the pain in your joints, and try to get a better look at this unlucky shadow. The thing approaching is a young, hyperactive enemy agent. A neon, moving at the literal speed of sound, sliding around corners like a maniac. She likes your region and she wants to completely take it over. Obviously, you are not going to give it up without a fight. After a heavy, relentless conflict that lasts for hours, dodging lightning bolts and sprint slides, you realize you are extremely tired. You are completely out of breath. Is this it? Is this the end of the line? Thinking you cannot win against this new hyper-fast generation of speed, you drop yourself to the dirt. After all, this is the vicious cycle of nature. The young replace the old, the fast replace the slow. This day was eventually going to come and you knew to it perfectly well. You close your eyes and accept your fate. Hold on a second. You are not just some random animal in the woods. You are the ultimate hunter. You do not just give up and become somebody else's dinner. You open your glowing blue bionic eye. It flares with intense, terrifying energy. You reach behind your back and pull out your absolute ultimate weapon, Hunter's Fury. You pull back the massive, crackling energy string of your bow. You do not care about the concrete walls. You do not care about her incredible speed. You do not care about the cycle of nature. You take a deep breath. You yell at the top of your lungs so the entire map can hear you. I am the hunter. You fire 3 massive, terrifying cylinders of pure blue energy straight through the entire map. Boom, boom, boom. The young, arrogant challenger is instantly vaporized into thin air. She did not even see it coming. You brush the dirt off your heavy winter coat, pick up your bow, and go right back to your corner to wait. You are the apex predator of this world, you absolute legend, and nobody is taking your crown today.